Children spending years in North Carolina's foster care system. Some bounce between 24 foster homes.
Well, now a new lawsuit aims to fix what it calls a broken system that's failing children. WRAL Investigates Chris Lovingood went to the state to get answers about the lawsuit's allegations.
The lawsuit says the state isn't properly overseeing county agencies. This includes failing to enforce caseload standards, providing proper mental health services, even putting children in institutions at twice the national average. Now, we did reach out to the state for their reaction on this, and it said that it would not comment on the actual lawsuit, but it did provide details on several new programs that it says addresses some of the lawsuit's concerns. But people within the system say they're a bit skeptical.
These children have been through absolute hell.
Daria Barazande does not mince words about children in North Carolina's foster care system.
So children aren't spending 5, 6, 7, 8 years in foster care, often moving home to home to home. It's just not okay, because in the end, we end up with really damaged people.
She's a former licensed foster parent who's now raising a brother and sister she adopted out of the system. She says the road to reuniting children with their families or finding a new one is not always easy in North Carolina.
Depending on what social worker you get, you could have an amazing experience, you can have a so-so experience, you can have a devastating, traumatic experience.
Barazande is now representing 2 young girls from Johnston County in this federal lawsuit, which claims the state is failing foster children. The young girls were cycled through 9 different foster homes over the next 4 years. DSS then separated the girls and sent the older sister to a residential treatment facility, but she spent the day at DSS headquarters. When left alone without an adult in the room, the older sister was sexually assaulted by a teenage boy at the Johnston County Social Services office.
She should have been in school, but she certainly shouldn't have been alone in a room with a teenage boy.
We had been looking into North Carolina for several years.
Marsha Lowry and David Beloche with A Better Childhood filed that lawsuit.
But the fundamentals don't change, and North Carolina isn't meeting the fundamental needs.
They say the lawsuit was the last resort after years of state and federal reports critical of the system. Even state leadership's own admission about social worker shortages and unmanageable caseloads. After WRAL reported on the deaths of 2 children under DSS care in Nash County.
There's a lot of finger pointing between the state and the counties, and meanwhile, the children are suffering.
And this system really needs a fundamental rethinking in order for it to really serve the kids it's supposed to protect.
Lowry says the lawsuit isn't trying to get money, only court orders to improve the lives of foster children in our state.
We're only seeking changes in the system.
From someone who's experienced it firsthand, Barazande says the time for change is now.
I know that what we do doesn't work. These children are who matter.
For WRAL Investigates, I'm Chris Lovingood.
The WRAL documentary unit spent months investigating North Carolina's child welfare system after the death of 2 adopted children, Blake and London Devon, in Fayetteville. Their adoptive mother, Avante Devon, was ultimately arrested. The case raised big questions about how the system is set up and what's being done to fix it. You can watch our new WRAL documentary, Broken: Foster Care in North Carolina, Thursday at 7:30 p.m. on WRAL, or an extended version of the documentary on WRALdoc.com.